Thanks for showing up, everybody. It's a real honor to be here today. I was extremely grateful to be asked to come and try to impart some knowledge of some sort to all you fine folks. And my name's Audley Freed, in case you didn't know, and I'm a guitar player, and I live around the corner here in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm originally from North Carolina, and I'm going to give you a little bit of background on where I come from. I do play my guitar for a living, so that makes me some kind of professional of some degree, I guess. So I guess I'm a professional guitar player. So I would like to talk about that today. And I grew up in North Carolina playing guitar, and started out playing like in cover bands around on the circuit in Southeast Frat circuit, 6 nights a week, 3 sets a night, on and on and on and on, and did that for a couple, 3 years, and then, which was a really great experience because you learn a whole lot, even outside of the musical realm, and it's some good dues paying, there's no doubt about that, but you also, your chops are in really good shape. Not necessarily even your technique, but your muscles are in good shape just because you're playing so much. And at that time in my life, I was younger, and I practiced a lot in the daytime too because I didn't have anything better to do. And so that was really a very important stepping stone for me, even though if you get on that treadmill, it's really easy to never get off of it because you just play 3 sets a night, 6 nights a week, and all of a sudden it's 10 years later. But so I decided to try to get off of that, and then I formed a band called Cry of Love and put out a couple of records. We were lucky enough to get a record deal and put out a couple of records on Columbia in the 90s, and it was great fun, and we had some good success, and we were very blessed in that department. And got our songs played on the radio, which is a nice thrill. And so some of that hard work that I'd done all my life began to come to fruition. After that was done, I then went and played lead guitar with the Black Crowes, another fine rock and roll band. And during my 3.5 years or so with those guys, played on studio record, and we did a live record, and we also, I had the career highlight and life highlight of being able to play with Jimmy Page. He was in Led Zeppelin, for those of you that don't know that. But that was the poster on the wall, the whole 9 yards, so that was really a special experience that I'll always hold near and dear. And we also made a record with him called Live at the Greek, which was recorded live at the Greek Theater, so the title is literal. And let's see, that was in 2001, and then I moved to Nashville and doing various things out here. I play with my friend Alvin Youngblood Hart, who's a fine guitar player and singer and a songwriter. I have much respect for Alvin, and did that for a little while. This and that, and then in 2005, went and played with Joe Perry from Aerosmith, which is another big personal highlight for me, and a career highlight, a life highlight, because once again the poster's on the wall and the grooves are getting worn out of the records, and all of a sudden I'm standing next to the guy, and he's going, "Which Aerosmith song do you want to play?" I'm like, So that was really, really great. In fact, my good friend Charlie Drayton, who will be playing drums with Doyle later on tonight, played bass with me in that ensemble. And so that was really fun. And we played a couple shows and some TV and things like that for his solo record that he put out. First one in 25 years for him. And it was the first time he'd ever fronted a band, so it was a very special thing for all of us because we got to kind of support him. And then in 2006, I played with the Dixie Chicks. We did that all year last year, and it was a wonderful experience also. The band was fantastic, bunch of great players, great guys. We went all over the States and Canada, and went to the UK, and went to Australia, and did a bunch of TV, and ended up, the last thing we did was we played on the Grammys, where the girls won all 5 of the things they were nominated for. And so that was really super fun. Really, really good, and I learned a whole lot, and if anybody wants to ask me about that later, I can tell you, because some people would think, well, that's really simple, but it's not, believe me. And there's a lot of things you can learn there, and currently I'm playing with a guy named Peter Frampton, who has sold a couple records. And once again, the posters come. I'm living the Tenacious D Pick of Destiny movie, if anybody's seen that. The posters come into life every now and then, right? So we just finished up a 6-week run on the first leg of a tour that's going to take us up through November. And I'm having a ball doing that. And once again, like I said, a career highlight and a great life experience. So I've been in a very, what I consider, enviable position of being able to play and hang out with and learn from guys that were not only people that I looked up to, but they really were at the forefront of who these heroes of mine are, you know. And I've had the distinct pleasure of being able to do that on a number of occasions, and you don't take that lightly. You know, it's a gift that is given to you, and you really don't no grain of salt involved. And so we're done with that. I play on some records here in Nashville, play on some demos here in Nashville, do some songwriting. I had a couple, 3 songs on the co-wrote that were on the last record by a rock band called Train. There's a guy named Gary Allen, a country singer here in town, that just cut a song I co-wrote with the guy. So, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I have a studio in my basement. I record down there, and then I play some bar gigs around town, and, you know, we kind of let it all hang out when that happens, you know, so because you're on your own time. And one of the places we play, they don't charge a cover charge, so you're really on your own time, you know what I mean? You don't feel like you owe anybody anything. So that's kind of where I'm coming from. That's where I'm at. Jimmy Page is a super respectful cat, very aware and real musical, and some wonderful, wonderful things. One of the memories I have of him is sitting on a couch in a dressing room at the Roseland Ballroom in New York, and he was all jacked up about the Pretty Things, which is a band that Jeremy Asbrock is very familiar with, my friend back there, which was a mid-'60s band in England, and he was playing it on the stereo and just on and on and on about how great these guys were, and he was really excited about it. So after all the things that he's been through and all that he's seen and all the things personally, the toll that takes on you to have that kind of pressure put on you to be Jimmy Page, the guy in the dragon suit, he was still sitting on that couch just like ebulliently going, man, you've got to hear this, man, you know, and you take these things with you, you know, because that just goes to show you how much he loves music, you know, and that he has heroes too. He went on about Link Ray one night, on and on and on about Link Ray and Dwayne Eddy, and so that was one of the things I took away from that. But he was very engaging and very gracious, and not the least bit haughty or had any kind of attitude with the guys in the band. So it really was a good experience. And I'm not coloring that with with rose-colored glasses. It really was that way.